Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Dual-Wielder's Writing Debugging, where I break down writing tips and tactics into bite-sized chunks to help you improve your own writing. In this entry, let's break down a common piece of advice. Write what you know. But what does that mean? Well, what someone is trying to tell you by saying write what you know is to draw upon your own knowledge and experiences to enhance your writing. This can help you craft elements of your story to make them feel more real. Sensory information, such as visuals, sounds, tastes, smells, and tactile sensations, can all be drawn from what you've experienced, and the added detail will definitely be appreciated by your audience. But what about things that you haven't gone through, or don't exist in our world? Advanced technology, magic, fantastical settings, and more can all potentially be unique to the tale you're trying to tell, and surely that means you can't apply your own knowledge to it, right? Well, that's not true at all. I'll even craft a short narrative to prove it. In the game Subnautica, the protagonist, Riley, must survive on planet 4546b, an ocean world with few land masses. There are all sorts of dangerous creatures to contend with, but he can craft tools and vehicles from the wreckage of the Aurora spaceship and the planet's natural resources. Now, I've never been stranded on an ocean planet, nor had to contend with megafauna, but that doesn't mean that my own memories can't help me out. You see, I've spent plenty of time in and around bodies of water, handled all kinds of animals, and operated machinery. I'll be using these to help me here. So let's have a stab at it. 2 weeks of scavenging materials, several close encounters with deadly sea creatures, and one harrowing trip into the Aurora's deteriorating wreckage, and Riley finally stood back and admired his handiwork. A fully functional prawn suit stood before him, a small mech that was widely used by Altera to explore and mine resources from a wide array of environments, even space. Riley had even augmented the machine's arms with a grapple tether on one and a diamond-tipped drill on the other. But this wasn't simply for his own amusement. This planet was dangerous, and rescue wasn't coming anytime soon. One ship had attempted it, and it had been shot down by alien technology, the same force that had stranded Riley here in the first place. So this was his home for the foreseeable future, and that meant that he had to defend it. His habitat was shaping up nicely, except for one small detail. A massive creature, which his limited scans had identified as being a Reaper Leviathan, had set up shop a mere 2 kilometers from his home. Riley had encountered several others in his time here, but they seldom gave chase beyond a short distance. This one was different. He had dubbed the creature Gargantua after her size, a full 55 meters long. She was tenacious, and he had only just escaped her more than once, and so only one of them could be left standing at the end of this. Or swimming, to put it more accurately. Thus, Riley took a deep breath and disembarked his base, sitting behind the controls of his prawn. It had been years since he had operated one, but he quickly recalled its controls. The machine moved sluggishly through the water, pushing aside the liquid with each step as its heavy feet thudded into the sand, but it continued onward undaunted. The low hum of its filtration systems churning oxygen into the cockpit from the ocean around was only a dim sensation, as Riley was more concerned with peering through the murky gloom of the sea floor. Step by step he crawled along the seabed, all the while scanning his gaze about for Gargantua. Thankfully, the visibility here was better than in other regions he'd explored, and the Reapers often let out ear-piercing roars to help them locate their prey. And it wasn't long before that sound found him. Ahead, he could see Gargantua, prowling around the sandy terrain of the seabed, seeking out prey. Riley felt his blood run chill, and he instinctively tried to swallow his spit in apprehension, though his mouth had gone dry from fear. It's either her or me, he thought. With a whir, the prawn's jump jets kicked to life, and he rocketed skywards toward the beast, who had thankfully not yet noticed him. The mech was designed to be robust, not precise, so Riley took aim with the grapple arm and fired its tether. With a muffled bang, the cord shot from the machine's left arm, cutting a path swiftly through the water. Riley's aim was true, and the line collided with the side of Gargantua's head, its powerful suction force adhering it to the monster. The line creaked and strained as Gargantua thrashed, but Riley engaged the retraction function, pulling himself towards the Leviathan. Gripping the control levers, Riley then engaged the prawn's right arm, and the whine of the drill arm clashed with Gargantua's bellows as the machinery collided with her skull. The drill was designed to cut through rock, but even that would take time, and Gargantua wasn't one to go down without a fight. With her 4 claws, she seized the mech and held it fast, bringing her crushing force to bear against it with all her might. The prawn groaned as Gargantua flailed about and bore down upon it. The alarm klaxons blared in his ears as Riley was tossed about in his seat, his safety belt struggling to keep him in place. His vision was clouded by the teeth of Gargantua and her yellow blood as he tried with every ounce of vigor he possessed to keep the drill in place. This was a battle of wills. Either the prawn would give out first, or Gargantua. The drill pressed against the beast's skull, and the claws fought to crush the mech. But Riley felt the drill arm surge forward, and with a burst of the beast's amber blood, the drill punched through Gargantua's skull and into her brain. The monster let out a final roar of protest, but her grip failed, and the prawn, battered but still standing, was free. Gargantua was dead. So do you see how even without being put into fantastical scenarios, you can still draw from your own memories and experiences to create something new? Give it some practice and implement it into your own writing to make your world feel more alive and real. I wanted to keep this example short, as these are meant to be bite-sized, but I drew from my experience operating machinery, dealing with large animals, and the time I've spent in the water. But what do you think about all this? How do you implement your own knowledge to improve your writing? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave a like on this video if you're so inclined, and subscribe to see more. I would like to thank you for watching, and may you all have a weapon in each hand.